And hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play. This is Myrokos, and today we will be resuming the MSQ and working on getting ether currents. Let's see, we have a blue crest, so we might as well do the ether current one. Eyes bigger than her stomach. Zizi, is fretting over the tribe's lack of food. Oh, sorry, I was distracted by the grumbling of my stomach. Thanks to the Garleans, we've been having trouble maintaining our food stores. Custom dictates that any game brought back to the village must be distributed evenly amongst everyone, but there hasn't been much to go around lately. Without fear of harassment from the Garleans, we can finally begin hunting again, but there's still much to do if we're going to replenish our supplies. Any chance you'd be willing to help? If you could bring back 3 Teleos, Sarah says, it would be a great help. You'll find them to the north of here, but don't kill them. We'll need their meat to be as fresh as possible when it's put away. Once you've worn them down enough, you can stuff them into these bags without much of a fight. Now I know what you're thinking, but trust me, they'll fit. Stay safe out there. Okay, so let's get back to Black Mage. Because I'm doing this on Black Mage. They weren't allowed to hunt right on their own doorstep. That's kind of cool. Okay, well, there's 3. I mean, those things were right on their doorstep. I don't know why they weren't allowed to hunt them. I need to read that. You're back. Do those bags contain what I was asking for? Yep. Perhaps it is better not to ask how a 10 tons dinosaur could fit into this sack. Wow, you really did it. Not that I didn't think you could, mind you. It's just been so long since anyone here's had the guts to contend with those beasts. You can be sure that we'll make good use of them. Their meat for rations is a given, but their horns and bones will make good tools, and their hides can make belts and boots. Except nobody wears belts anymore. From what I understand, you used to be able to wear belts, but now nobody wears them. So, okay. Did you know that Telesaurus isn't even native to these lands? The Garleans used them for carrying freights, but the Sods couldn't keep them under control. A few of them escaped into the wilds, started breeding, and here we are. I guess you could say it's a blessing in disguise. If they hadn't brought the Telosauruses here, we'd have one less source of meat and materials to for fashioning our tools. Huh. Oh, and that was it. Okay, so to recap, I still can't believe that a primal's been summoned so close to the village. The idea that our people could be taken to serve as thralls is... it just doesn't bear thinking about. This is all for Dola's fault. Yep. And now we have a primal to contend with as well. As if the Empire needed an excuse to start rounding up beastmen again. You have slain many icons before, yes? Then please put an end to this madness. The lore of the dream. Alphino has heard the story too many times before. What the hell was that noise? Pounding. At the risk of sounding hopelessly naive, there may yet be a way to avoid violent confrontation. In the past, I fear I have been rather too willing to accept that we have no other recourse than to risk our lives, or rather, your life, to address these threats. Yet the primals we have faced thus far have demonstrated a variety of temperaments and objectives. Ravana may delight in battle, but Ramu would sooner keep to the forest with his children. Ere we decide to challenge Sri Lakshmi, it would seem wise to learn more of her nature from those who summoned her into this world. If that is your will, then so be it. To the north, you will find our village, Sarisha, shall unfold all. We shall leave at once. Minago, you can inform our comrades at the bridge of what happened. Of course, be safe, my friends. I will send word to Conrad and the others. Take care and do not hesitate to send for help if you need it. Okay? Will do. But we generally have these things under control, and we are tried and true at this, unfortunately. Okay, seriously, what is causing that banging? Oh, it was the Telesaurus. Lovely. How do I get... Alright, guess I go this way. Damn, those things stomp loud. Like I could hear that up top. Alright, what's the deal, Sarisha? We do not often receive guests. What is the purpose of your visit? Greetings and well met. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and we come seeking Sarisha of the Vera. You are she, are you not? You have petitioned us for aid and succor, and we intend to provide them. But we would first learn more of Sri Lakshmi, that we might better understand the nature of the threat she poses. A simple request, and one which I shall gladly oblige. In the beginning was Sri Lakshmi. We were created in her image, daughters blessed with her beauty. Her breath became ours, her serenity our solace. There was naught she would not give. 'Twas the Kalyana's brood mother's desire to bring about her daughter's resurrection, which first called forth Sri Lakshmi from the ether. That being the case, I rather doubt the goddess will be spoiling for a fight. That would depend. The primal's motives will have been colored by the summoner's state of mind, namely that of a grieving mother who had just borne witness to her daughter's murder. Though she apparently craved a miracle, she may also have harbored thoughts of vengeance. Moreover, the Kalyana's conception of Sri Lakshmi may differ from that of the Vera. This is true. The Vera and the Kalyana do indeed regard the Lady of Bliss in different ways. To the Vera, Sri Lakshmi embodies freedom. She would not suffer her daughters to be bound to another's will, and so we stand with the resistance against the Empire, and give our lives for the cause. To the Kalyana, however, she embodies transcendental beauty, which they strive to create through their craft. To shape crystal is less art and more ritual, a sacred duty wherein each tribe is imbued with a fragment of the soul. Within each tribe, sorry. The Imperials do not interfere with this holy work, and so the Kalyana were content to turn inward and ignore our plight. Until reality asserted itself and they summoned a primal, a fever dream to soothe their aching hearts. But surely they can see that it won't do any good. The Imperials will still rule these lands. Nothing will change. The Ananta will. The Kalyana bade the Vera to make pilgrimage to pay proper respects, remember? Those who do not wish to partake of their primal's bliss will be made to do so. Not while we're around, they won't. Though our beliefs are not the same, we are still kin to the Kalyana. Will you help them see reason? You can count on us. Know that I'll kill your god if I have to, maybe even if I don't. Yeah, you can count on us. Then we shall, for without you we may be powerless to stop them. If we do not act quickly, more lives will be lost, more families torn apart, more children made to suffer. Then it is settled. We're going to find that primal and put an end to this. My sister, Vajira, will guide you to the Janan hut, and I shall pray for your success. Sorry, stand ready, leave upon your command. Wait, decline, talk to people. I'm not sure why Alize is so eager to face this primal all of a sudden, but you won't hear me complaining. I wouldn't say she's eager, she's just cautious. We need to go. It won't be late again. I won't be late again, not like in Limsa. I am reminded of the tragedy we bore witness to beneath Ogomoro when poor Gabu. Oh, Gabu! Oh, pulling on the heartstrings. Cried out in despair and rage, and Titan came forth and answered. Yep. Well met, scions. I am Vajra, she who shines bright and unbroken. I stand ready. We leave upon your command. The Lady of Bliss. Vajra is ready to guide you to Janan Khat. You are ready? You look ready. Janan Khat, there you will find the Kalyanas crystals and Sri Lakshmi. Follow me. Oop, I think I see an ether current quest. Yep, unexpected guests. Prapti is concerned someone is encroaching on Vera territory. Adventurer, I would ask a favor of you. In recent days, strange men have been seen stealing prey from our hunting grounds. They appear to be Alamegans, but they do not recognize us as allies. They refuse to listen when we explain they are trespassing. If they were to see another strider in our company, they may not be so quick to fight and flee. They were last spotted to the east of here. Please go and speak with them before anyone comes to harm. So someone... So someone is stealing prey. Well, before I continue with the MSQ, let's sort this out because can't have two issues going on. What in Ralger's name is that thing? It's, Vera. Please wait, if you would listen for just a moment. Keep that thing away from me. What the? I fear they won't listen to anything I have to say. Would you go after him and explain, his people are trespassing? I must tend to my wounds. Ugh. You were trying to help that thing, weren't you? What do you want? Like, that thing was an Ananta, one of the Vera, they're an ally. They only wanted us to leave their hunting grounds. So they're not savage monsters looking to feast on our innards. Nope. I see. Sorry about before. It's not every day you see something like that where I come from. Me and my friends are from a small village in the peaks, you see, and with the garlands blocking all ways in and out of the place, we'd never traveled far. Now that they're mostly gone, we thought we'd have a look about, maybe scavenge for a bit of food. We didn't mean no harm, honest. If it's all the same to you, we'll leave and go look for food somewhere far, far away from here. Okay. That's sorted. If you like what you see at any point, make certain you give me a follow on Twitch, hit the notification bell, go over to YouTube, like, share, like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell there as well. You were returned. Were they willing to listen? Men from the peaks. Interesting. We were concerned the M tribe may have coerced them into stealing from our land. My sisters will be relieved to hear this. If the people are desperate enough, if these people are desperate enough to venture here for food, perhaps we can help them. A deal of some kind. A share of our food stores in exchange for materials for our gem crafting. Yes, that would be a fair trade. I will need to discuss this with my sisters. The beginning of a fruitful partnership may be at hand. Okay, so that takes care of that. So in the peaks, I don't have much in the way of ether current quests, so presumably I'll get quests later. Like, there wasn't that much there. BBC fringes. I think there was one in here that seemed to be the case, and there may be another one here. 34 yawns west. It's pretty close. Where? Oh, up there. Okay, how do I get up there? Get up there. wonder if I can, maybe I can go around. But it's literally right there. I don't get. Nope. I'm gonna have to come at it from the outside. They wouldn't have put it there if there wasn't a way to get there, so let's just explore around and see what I can do. Damn, those dinosaurs are alive. Ah, there it is. Fringes, just one more, and then the quests are nearly done here. Soon I will be able to fly. And why don't I use the falcon? Okay, now how do I get up there? They don't. There's a way. Is there a way I can get up there? Or is it completely shut off? Oh, there is a way. Nice. Because I know there's that other entrance down here, but I don't think going in that way is going to be very productive. Yep, here they are. We should follow their lead and let them do any fighting for now. You'll need your strength when it comes. I expected more resistance. Let us pray our luck holds. Okay, so they don't want me fighting. It would be in our best interest to avoid any confrontation unless absolutely necessary. The primal and the crystals are our primary objectives. Janang Hat. The path leads to an entrance above. Within is an aetherite. You must use it to enter. Understood. Everyone with me. of course I have to stroll right past literally everyone. The current. Okay, so I got that ether current, thank goodness.
Why, mistress? Why does my Anamika slumber still?
Probably because she died and her soul went on to the ethereal sea, presumably, but the body was restored to life. Something like that, my guess.
Look thee on her face, supplicant. Thy prayer hath been answered. Flesh sundered hath been made whole. Blood spilt runneth through her veins. Breath stolen filleth her breast.
Okay, so she's alive in body,
She
but
hears
her
not
soul.
her mother's words, nor sees her mother's face. She's silent and empty.
Only the vessel may be remade, not so the flame which flickered within. Her soul hath been scattered to the four winds.
Be careful what you wish for. It may come true.
Now do you see her promises for what they are?
Alice, have you gone mad?
Mayhap I have, but I refuse to stand by and watch yet another tragedy unfold.
Who intrudes upon this sacred ground? Imperials, thirsting for blood!
No! We come not to shed blood, but to save you from the false god who would lead you astray. I understand how you feel. I do. You loved her with all your heart, but when the moment came, you still couldn't save her. The anguish, the anger, I know it only too well. But I also know where this path leads. To embrace a primal is to condemn yourself to an endless cycle of despair. You will never know peace.
A worm-eaten heart may find peace and serenity in service, in beauty and grace. This hath ever been my promise. Naught else.
You tempt them with visions of things that can never be and leave them bereft and wanting. No illusion, however sweet, can change the fact that your daughter is gone. Remember her as she was. Do not suffer this piteous shade to tarnish her memory.
prayer that primal answers, it'll demand payment in kind. Do you have any idea how many more Ananta will die to feed its hunger for crystals?
They would have thee suffer man's spite and live in fear. Far better to dwell in my beauteous dream than endure so ugly a reality.
She's wrong! We hate the Empire as much as you, if you just listen!
Poor misguided children. I would spare you the torments of this cruel and misshapen world. Come, bask in my radiance. Let it fill your hearts and free you from your burdens.
Oh dear. Tempering is about to take place. Yep, they're gone.
Abide in misery then, fools. The Ananta are more deserving of my blessing. Leave these lands and my dreamers be. I will not warn you a second time.
Okay, so... is there really no way we can fight alongside you without being turned into one of her dreamers? Sadly, no. Though I wish. I knew things were not going to end well the moment she stepped out of hiding. I know, it was stupid and foolish, but I had to try, Myrokos. I had to. I had to try, and I failed. So you have to fight. There is no other way. I'll wake them from the dream, never stop trying. Primals cannot be suffered to live, you know this. Well, is there a cure for tempering? Because I don't think there is, so there's technically no way to wake them from this dream. So I like this one, but there's no way to do it. Never stop trying. This one's kind of the most optimistic to help Alize. So, it means a lot to hear you say that. It does. But it doesn't make it any easier to have to ask you to face that thing. We can but do that which is within our power. Lise, Alphino, and I will go and seize their crystal stores. This will not happen again. And you, when it is finished, we will be waiting for you. Okay, we came too late for Gabu, perhaps, but perhaps this time, when the primal is no more. Okay, so emanation, queue up. And if you need to get a drink of water, stretch your legs, do so now. These tend to, as a DPS, the queue tends to be a little longer than it might otherwise be. Okay, here we go.
Decriers, defilers. Open your hearts to me.
Whenever you see that eye thing, you turn around. This music's good.
Rest your weary souls in my bosom.
Okay.
I shall free you from your hate. Surrender to bliss. Do not your souls weigh heavy? Your souls
Okay,
are
yeah, you gotta use
stained.
the mechanic to...
I shall free you from your hate.
Okay, I didn't have any drill.
Surrender to bliss.
Yeah, I didn't
Your
have any
souls
drill.
are stained.
That's why I was in the floor. Never mind. Still, it was a fun fight.
You did it again. You saved them. I just wish I could have been more help. So, it looks like the Inanta did have a mountain of crystals after all. Like every other tribe. Gods were all such slaves to our weaknesses.
You slew our mistress! She was our hope! Our salvation! Is there no end to your cruelty?
Listen to me, please. I know that you're only trying to protect yourselves because you feel frightened and alone. But that's how we all feel. Don't you see? If we could just turn to each other for help instead of the gods, I'm sure we could find a way to live in peace. Your crystals are important to you, aren't they? Reflections of your souls, right? Well, you shouldn't have to sacrifice something so precious to a primal.
Who are you to question our choice? You who fight without fear? We wish only to live in peace. And if this be the price we must pay, then so be it!
I know there's nothing I can say to convince you. But I hope that one day you look back and see we only ever wanted the same thing.
Begone, damn you! Spare me your hollow words, and leave me to mourn.
Those words weren't hollow.
I'll go. But it doesn't mean I'm giving up. Girabania is our home too. And one way or another, we're going to have to learn to live together. Come on. Alphino and Alize are waiting.
Meanwhile, in the royal palace of Alamugo,
Ah, the savage returns, and with her tail firmly between her legs, beaten by beastmen, I hear.
It was a shameful display, by all accounts. She may have curried the Viceroy's favor with her bold promises, but in the end, she's just another plodding bungler like the rest of her kind.
Strange. You would think him a better judge of character. Then again, I hear she's not averse to a more physical mode of persuasion.
I thought she rose through the ranks rather quickly, but no longer. If only she had been content with her lot, she might have lived to see the morrow.
Fedola Rem Lupus. Commander of the Crania Lupi, reporting as ordered.
Why do you tremble so? Could it be that the Empire's butcher is afraid? That she who walks with death is terrified of her own?
I'm terrified of dying having achieved naught. Gladly would I give my life to win a great victory on the battlefield, had I but the strength.
Alas, you do not. Indeed, you are weak. And born of this weakness is a blind fervor, a raging inferno which threatens to consume not only you, but everyone around you.
Yes, my lord.
You were defeated by the Resistance on several occasions. You misjudged the Ananta and spurred them into summoning an icon. Have you anything to say?
I do not, my lord. My failures are my own. I am prepared to accept your judgment.
And that is very admirable. However, I've had enough of this dumb show. Give voice to that hunger I see in your eyes, or I will pluck them from your head.
I want... I want to make them pay! All of them! Everyone who ever mocked or looked down on me! I want the power to make them pay!
Very well. Then I shall give you a chance. A chance to transcend your mortal limits. Assuming, that is, you are prepared to wager your life for such power.
Transcend, my lord. I came here prepared to die. Tell me what I must do.
Okay, what's going on with that? You finished then? Good. I'm glad it's over. We had to use force to secure the crystals. Alize was not gentle. You yet live. I had my doubts. Welcome back. I wish we could have left on better terms, but that was never going to happen. It could be a problem if they get their hands on any more crystals, though. Never mind. We'll deal with that when the time comes. I hate leaving it all to you. It makes me wish there were some way of borrowing the echo. Borrow. How could you do that, though? Yeah, if others could possess at the very least the protection of the echo, if not having the echo itself, that would certainly help bringing others into a fight. The silence of the gods. Thanks to you, Vajra and her people need no longer live in fear. You have done us great service this day. Long shall my sisters sing the praises of the Icon Slayer. Let us bear word to them of Sri Lakshmi's passing. Come, friends, to Viranilia. I just hope we won't have to deal with any more primals before we march on Alameda. If only I had your power, the things I would do. Had the Kalyana's beliefs been closer to those of the Vera, this crisis could surely have been avoided. Indeed, Oh, it would have been so nice if we could have had another Rama, however you pronounce that. Name, 'twas your victory, 'tis only meet that you be the one to tell my sister. Ah, the winds whispered of your success, and your eyes confirm their testimony. The Lady of Bliss no longer holds our Kaliana sisters in her thrall. For this we thank you. Myrokos, the deed is done. We were but Myrokos did the deed, but we were but witnesses to his heroism. However, I fear this is only the beginning, for there is no cure for that which drives the desperate to beseech the gods for salvation. Should they wish to use their crystals to summon Sri Lakshmi again, naught can be done to stop them. We ignore our sister's plight at our peril. This we know. We shall endeavor to show them another path, so that the day you speak of never comes. We are all in this together, Alamegans and Ananta. We understand that. Hopefully in time, they will too. You and yours will ever be friends of the Vera. On that, you have my word. You should be getting back to the Peering Stones. Thank you again, Sarisha, for everything. All Vera will know of your deeds. Long shall they be celebrated. It was an honor to serve you, Icon Slayer. Okay, so now we go back to stones. Oh, Pippin's here, and Conrad. We heard about the Primal, excellent work. If you are looking for Arnvald and his unit, they are currently investigating reports of suspicious activity in the area. The hero returns, together with his stalwart comrades in arms. Glad to hear you managed to deal with the Ananta before it could cause us any more grief. Gods know we have enough to worry about. Welcome back, Conrad, Marshal Towerpin. Conrad and Marshal Towerpin came to render aid, but I hear that won't be necessary. It won't. Sri Lakshmi's gone, but I should probably start at the beginning. Yeah, probably a good idea, Elise. Probably. Incredible. I don't know what to say. If you hadn't been there to stop her, who knows where it would have ended. You've saved a lot of lives, Myrokos. Take pride in that. Thank you. It must be said that this is something of an unprecedented situation. Previous summonings were, to my knowledge, planned well in advance by a tribe as a whole. Indeed, there are several aspects of this incident which bear further investigation. In any event, the Kaliana's supply of crystals must remain limited for the foreseeable future, and ambient ether levels closely observed. Understood. The Alliance will consult with the Resistance and the Vera on how best to enforce said restrictions. Thank you, Vice Marshal. To other matters then, what news of the Imperials? None, which itself is troubling. It seems as though the Skulls and the remainder of the garrison have fully withdrawn into the peaks. We've seen neither hide nor hair of them since Velodina. Regardless of their reasons, our path is clear. Father has decided that it is time to advance east. Finally! He was also most emphatic that you be spared further duties for the present. You are to rest. It would not do for the Warrior of Light to collapse from exhaustion during the march. We may not be as strong or as quick as him, but we are soldiers nonetheless. We can deal with the Imperials. Aye, you've earned this respite, so enjoy it. And the same goes for you, Minago. You've been away from your family too long, don't deny it. As you say, sir, thank you. We'll make the most of our time here. Nago used to tell me stories about her home, but somehow it didn't really register what that we'd be up this high. I know how you feel. I've never taken kindly to people telling me to rest. I want to keep going. Yeah. Much will hinge on whether we can capture or destroy Specula Imperatoris. Though the facility was unassailable from the north, it is very much vulnerable to attack from the south. It looks like it's up to me and mine to give you a proper welcome. My mother prepared a special meal for this occasion, and I have it on good authority that hers is the finest cooking this side of Veladina. Honored guests, I pray you partake of our humble offerings as we give thanks for your many valiant deeds. Oh, we got a feast. Lots of, turkey or chicken, whatever. Thank you, sir, for this warm welcome. We are honored to break bread with you and your family. Come, eat your fill of our food and drink deep of our spirits. There is more than enough for all. Well, when you put it that way, don't mind if we do, mind if I do. She wasn't kidding when she said her mother could cook. You know, seeing her with her family, I can't help thinking of my own. How my father would come home from a hunt with dinner on his shoulder, and Ida would prepare it with herbs and spices. Our mother died when I was little, so she did most of the cooking. We didn't have much, but we had each other, and that was enough for me. But they wouldn't let us have even that. Theodoric, Gaius, of course Father and Ida had to fight. I would have too, if I'd been older, but they didn't have to die. It never ends, does it? They call us beasts, and they treat us like them. They push and they push and they... until someone pushes back. Until someone takes up arms or summons a god. A false god. If the 12 are watching us, what are they thinking? What are they thinking when they see the strong hurt the weak? When people fight and die and nothing gets better, And it just goes on and on and on. There is no justice, just us. You'd have to ask them. I know. That's why we're here, isn't it? Yeah, like, if the gods were gonna do something, you'd think they'd do it. Instead, we're the ones doing everything. Thanks for listening. I know I was just rambling, but I feel better somehow. Who knows what the answers are, or if there even are any. Either way, life goes on, and we've got to go with it. Sorry, that sounded better in my head. I must be getting tired. Time to turn in, I think. Tomorrow's another day, eh? Let's see what it brings. Sleep well, Myrokos. Okay? You too? And so it was clear and back to being thunder. Though if you were to believe the gods are producing weather, I'd say Ralgar is watching. Maybe? So if your mother's food, let me see, Nago. Okay, so if your mother's food is so good, why are you such a terrible cook? Honestly, you've got to get her to teach you the basics while we're here. Because I've got other skills. In case you've forgotten, I'm one of the finest hunters this tribe has ever seen. And anyway, I don't remember you being a master culinarian. Alize says, how long has it been since I last saw my father? Maybe Alphino and I should plan a trip to Charlene when all of this is over. I mean... there is something to be said for a home-cooked meal, is there not? We must cherish these moments, fleeting as they are. The fight will always be there, waiting for us to return. Oh, right, because that's... Right, The first of many. Alphino hopes that you, let me just, okay, so that's all the dialogue that I read. The first of many. Alphino hopes that you are ready to rejoin the main host. I trust you are well rested and refreshed, yes? Then let us return to the front. The greater part of the Alliance forces should have advanced into the peaks by now, but I expect we will pass many of our comrades on the road east. There is a checkpoint along the way, as I recall, but we will need only to identify ourselves to the soldiers to pass, in order to pass. I may come back and do that later. Something about doing that in a thunderstorm isn't a good idea. Just exploring the map while I can. Gaining XP for some of my other jobs. And there's where Algor's reach from the outside. I wonder what all of these runes are for. Let me know in the comments or in the chat if you're watching this live. What relevance they have. Well, it's finally cleared up. The hell are these things? Ooh, yes. Dimwalled, gloomy forest occupying the southern expanse of the East End, drenched by the waters of Timonbek and numerous subterranean springs. The air beneath the boughs is laden with moisture, giving rise to a constant veil of light smothering mist. But what are these things? This thing I'm standing on. It's not normal to have something like that on the tree. Dude, let me go back to, Old Da for a moment. Yeah, I need to, update my planner. Just so I have the full appearance. I like the heavens turn gear appearance, so having that, just for the aesthetic, would be appreciated. Then teleport back to the Rising Stone, not the Rising Stones, the Peering Stones. And then carry on. I know I need to do, the job quests, and I'll get to them in due time. Yeah, much better. Okay, peering stones. Now I got that blue quest to get to, but I feel like pressing on with the MSQ. I'll get back to that later. Oh, it just got... Okay, so it cleared up and the moon became a little brighter. Yeah, let's do this now. New contender, Miraz Nun is in need of a skilled warrior. Myrokos, might I trouble you for a moment of your time? In recent days, a young Seeker of the Sun has seen fit to issue me several challenges to combat. I can only assume he means to assume the role of Nun and leader of our people. Tradition dictates that the strongest among us must take the position, so I gladly face any who believe they are fit to lead. The problem, however, is this challenger is decidedly weak, yet no matter how many times I put him down, he refuses to concede. His invitations to duel were a mild annoyance at first, but I've come to find his single-minded determination to be intriguing. In fact, I was hoping you would consider training him. I realize how absurd it sounds to help my rival-to-be, but I am curious of his potential. If you would take him under your wing, he's likely loitering about Virjala. Safe travels. Wrong nearly went on with the MSQ. Figure while it's clear. Try to get this done. And we help people, it's what we do. More squatting. How do you get those emotes? You're the adventurer that's been sauntering about the village. What do you want? Miraz, sent you to train me. I don't need his pity, and I certainly don't need you. And I'll prove it. After I beat you bloody, I'll defeat Miraz and take my rightful place as nun. As if this is gonna be a contest. Damn it all, why? Why am I so weak? Alright, fine. If you mean to train me, then then get on with it. That's what you came here for, isn't it? You knew? Good, after a few lessons from you, Miraz will wish he never sent you to me. I refuse to end up like my father. I will become stronger, even if it means accepting help from the enemy. Where were we? I should probably introduce myself. You may call me Mazette. Now how about you show me what you can do? Okay. Hold on a moment. I didn't mean I want to fight again. I want to observe, preferably from a safe distance. A gazelle would make for a good fight, and they graze nearby. Let's be off. So I know I did this off screen, but I know that there are beast tribes that cause the world to change around you. I have a feeling that this is going to be the case. So with regards to this person, I have a feeling that his father was a nun before the current nun, and he's feeling like I should be nun. Let me have what's rightfully mine. Never mind the fact that if his father were still nun, if he wanted to be nun, he'd have to defeat his father. They should be close by. Do you see anything? How would you know? By staring at rocks. Oop. Well, now, I see why my beating earlier was so swift. I feel stronger just for having watched you fight. Not stronger, I'd say smarter or wiser, but not stronger. Maybe I can put some of those moves to use against Miraz. I need a moment to think. Down but not out. Mizettia looks ready to fight. Alright, I think I'm ready. The title of nun is as good as mine. Okay. Just like that. Oh good lords, this isn't going to end well. He's gonna get himself trounced. The heck? There are graves here. Must be where the tribe buries their dead. Oh, and that's way up. My goodness. Yeah, I had a feeling this would happen. Not again. What were you thinking? Why am I so weak? Do you not tire of this fool's errand? Tell me, why is it that you seek the title of nun? My father was none of the tribe until this title was stolen and we were driven out of the village. Then, just when I thought things were at their worst, he abandoned me. This is your fault. If you hadn't taken away his title, he'd still be here. I'll rip you limb from limb for it if I have to. You wait and see. His father was none as well? There was a time when the tribe was led by 2 nuns. In the common tongue, it is often interpreted as chief of the tribe, but first and foremost, we are a father to our people. When our hunting grounds are vast and children many, it is sometimes necessary to have a second nun, as we once did. After the Garleans invaded, however, our lands diminished, as did our numbers. We agreed only a single nun was needed. Under normal circumstances, we would do battle, the loser abdicating their title. But his father relinquished it willingly, and left with him from the peering stones. We never heard from him again. Mizet, son of Maat. After all these years, he returns, but why would his father leave him to survive on his own? Perhaps there is someone among our people or the Ananta who would know what became of him. Take Mizet with you and see what you can discern of his father's whereabouts. You're like to find him near the southern edge of Vijala. I wish you hadn't seen that. What a bloody mess I was. None of this would be happening if my father were still here. It wasn't easy growing up on my own. Once I become nun, though, I'll finally get the respect and admiration I deserve. I beg of you, help me defeat Miraz. Okay. Make a man out of you. Mizet Tia is ready to get into shape. Are you ready to whip me into shape? I've been thinking about how I need to improve, and I'm fairly certain fending off attacks is my weak point. After all, both you and Miraz bested me with a single blow. I think I've just the thing to practice defending myself. Follow me. What thing? Let me get into Samurai. Just so I don't have level, I can save the MSQ for my Black Mage. How was he allowed over the bridge? Look what I found. Mark 42 grenades left behind by the Garleans. Can you believe it? Word has it you've dealt with them before, so I'm sure you know what these can do. They'll be perfect for practicing my guard. Now take these grenades and throw them at me. No need to worry. I've already emptied most of their explosive powder. Okay. Should have emptied them out a little more. Or, I mean, that was nothing. Go ahead and toss another. Okay. Yeah. I think that one had more powder than the last one. And not that that's a bad thing, mind you. Hit me with another. I can take it. Like, are you really sure this is wise? I must have forgotten to empty out the powder. Must be 67. Okay, let me go Dark Knight. But that just means the training will make me tougher. Why, I bet I could defeat Myrokos right now if I wanted. No, you can... Or perhaps after a short break. Honoring family. Tia is ready to reclaim what is rightfully his. Those grenades took a toll on me, but I'm feeling much better. My ribs have taken on an unusual shade of purple, but I bet that means the training's working. I couldn't have come this far without you, though. It's only proper that I ask that you come see me finally take down Myrokos. What do you say? Thanks, you don't know how much this means to me. Let's head to the Peering Stones then. Myrokos, won't know what hit him. Yes, he will. He knows what's coming. Is that you've come to challenge me once more for the title of Nun? I have, and this time I will defeat you. Very well, let us reconvene at the valley to the southeast. Reconvene? Are you afraid I'll shame you here in front of your people? No matter. Well, it looks like we're heading to the valley. I take it he's asked you to bear witness to our battle? Very well. Pray go to the valley southeast of here. I will be along shortly. Well, fortunately, it's on the way. Why are we fighting here, of all places? Probably because your dad's buried here. Just a guess. There you are. I was beginning to think you wouldn't show. Your time as none of the M tribe ends today. Before we begin, Mizat, there is something you must know. What now? A terrible tale told to me by the Vera. 20 years ago, a Mikote of the M tribe traveling with child happened upon their people. He claimed to be a nun who relinquished his title to avoid creating discord within the tribe. Though no longer one of them, he planned to watch over them from afar. One fateful day, the local wildlife were afflicted with a strange illness that drove them into a frenzy. It was as if they were possessed, forming a monstrous herd storming toward the peering stones. He could not stand idly by and watch his former home be destroyed, and so he chose to face the beasts alone, leaving his child in the Ananta's care. One after another, the beasts fell as he drove them into a nearby cavern, yet he would not escape unscathed, for one of the creatures struck him with poison that would soon turn him to stone. His limbs growing stiff, he used the last of his strength to collapse the cave entrance. The remaining crevice that would have allowed their escape was blocked by his cold, petrified flesh. That man was Mahat, your father. There are those who called him a coward for leaving, but in truth he was the bravest among us. Do you recall this blade? It has rested here ever since that fateful day your father gave his life to save us. My father's blade. So it's true then. I hated him for so long, Be strong, Mizette. You are your father's son, and one day you shall make a great nun. Forgive me. There's no sword here. My memories of childhood are hazy, but I do recall being taken to an Ananta village shortly after leaving the M tribe. Now I know why he left me all those years ago. He was a hero to the bitter end, fighting to protect our people. And now I would protect them too. I need to speak with Miraz. Please don't challenge him again. Ah, you are returned. Raznan, I want to apologize for the disrespect I've shown you. You are not to blame for my father leaving. I realize that now. You needn't apologize. We are men of the M tribe. It is only natural that we might quarrel in one way or another. Now that you know the truth, what will you do now? If you would have me, I wish to rejoin the M tribe as a Tia. I will become stronger and one day carry on in my father's footsteps. By his blade, I swear it. Very well. I welcome you once more as Mizette Tia of the M tribe. Train hard, young one, and become the man I know your father believed you could be. I would also hold a memorial service to honor your father's sacrifice. We do not have his remains, but I pray his soul will at last be at peace. Thanks for all your help. I might never have learned about my father if you hadn't shown up. The next time we meet, you'll be addressing me as Mizette Nunn. At least I hope so. I also expect a rematch for that first thrashing you gave me. I should get going. I have to reintroduce myself to a lot of people till we meet again. Words fail to express my gratitude, adventurer. He will make a fine nun someday. When his time comes, I hope you will offer him support again as you did this day. It's a bracelet, right? Hang on him. Ooh, more blue quest. The rose blooms twice. Whereas Nunn's furrowed brow suggests there may be trouble. Ah, what fortuitous timing. I would ask a favor of you. I spoke again with the Vera regarding the death of Maat, and heard a disturbing rumor as to why the beasts of Virgala ran amok that fateful day. They believe the Kalyana were behind it. It's hard to believe such a reclusive tribe would do such a thing, but I would be foolish to doubt the word of the Vera. We must be certain, which is why I ask that you seek the truth at the heart of this matter. Perhaps it is mere coincidence, but the Kalyana have been acting strange of late, leaving their borders to venture into the East End. An ill wind blows across the fringes. Please, you must find out what they are up to. I need to use them. I know you want to cuddle. Let me guess, it's at the big tree. Or near it. The precipitant one. Something. I have a feeling this is leading to a beast tribe. What? Let them off the light. I know you like it. It's a box that emits light, but that does not mean you can stand on it. Oh dear. Are you okay? Griffin's Bane, oh thank goodness you arrived. Twice now you saved me from certain doom. After completing my reports in Gridania, I thought it prudent to return to learn more about the history of the region, and I was especially interested in this tree they call the Percipient One. It is revered as a source of great spiritual energy. I was told this was a place of beauty before the Garleans arrived, yet an air of gloom hangs over the place now. I plan to investigate the degradation of the area, starting with this tree, when I was assaulted by the Kaliana. But what brings you here? You suspect they've been driving the beasts of Virjala into a frenzy? Perhaps it's related to their strange behavior of late. At any rate, we should have a look around. There has to be a reason why they came all this way. If the fates are kind, they'll have left us a clue. Toy. No, it is not a string. It is a cable. Cables are not toys. Though they look like a string, they are not a string. Kitty, what are you doing? Foul odor assaults your nostrils, but you find nothing out of the ordinary. This odor is strangely familiar. Strange fumes are emanating from the roots of this tree. Oh dear God, is this Black Rose? Did you find anything? I recognize these markings. This is a container of Black Rose. 12 help us if any more samples yet remain. Damn, I hate Black Rose. You don't suppose the Kaliana hid this here, do you? What, could they possibly want with it? Uh-oh. Myrokos, you are unharmed. What is that? Don't look so surprised. Shooting a few arrows isn't that difficult, even for me. But that's not important. I come bearing news from Miraz Nun. He went to meet with the Vera to offer them thanks for taking me in after my father's disappearance. It was there he learned the awful truth about the incident that claimed his life. The Kaliana used a strange fruit to drive the beasts of Virjala mad. The stampede was meant to drive out the M tribe so they could claim our lands as their own. Strange fruit. Of course, the Percipient One. This is the only theory. This is only a theory, mind you, but if the contents of that container leaked into the soil, it may have had an adverse effect on the plant life here. It would certainly explain the condition of this tree. Now that the Garleans are no longer move freely through these woods, the Kaliana likely saw this as a chance to harvest the fruit and finish what they started. It's a plan that reeks of their people, never wanting to sully their own hands. Thanks to you two, we can ensure it won't come to fruition. I'd love nothing more than to avenge my father here and now, but I know that's not what he'd want. I'll take her back to the Peering Stones. Miraz will know what to do with her. I'd better go and contact Serpent Marshal Brookstone. We need to get men out here to dispose of that container. Thank you again for all your help. I hope our next meeting is under better circumstances. Okay. Welcome back, my friend. Tell me, what did you find at the East End? My word, so the what the Vera told me was true. I never thought it a concern that the Kalyana should seclude themselves. They always seemed so peaceful, yet our carelessness nearly brought about the end of the M tribe. Well, we will not make that mistake again. I will deal with the Kalyana you captured after they tell us all they know. I'm honestly surprised to see Mizetia choose to seek my counsel rather than deal with them himself. There is hope for him yet. Again, we find ourselves in your debt. I foresee great things ahead for the M tribe, and I am certain you have helped set us on the path to lasting prosperity. Ooh. Okay, so it did unlock the beginning of the Beast Tribe thing. Let me... Rosnan has a message for you. Brooding Broodmother. Greetings, Myrokos. I'm glad to see you looking hale and hearty. We're fortunate you returned unscathed from that business involving the Percipient one. Thanks to you, Mizetia and the Kalyana have been keeping away from it. Speaking of the Ananta, a messenger from the Vera came by not long ago looking for you. Sarisha has some matters she'd like to discuss with you. Perhaps you could pay her a visit. Nearly went into Kalyana territory. Yeah, I just figured get these side quests out of the way. Welcome, Myrokos. Allow me to once again express our gratitude for your heroic deeds. Your vanquishing of the Kalyana's vile simulacrum of Sri Lakshmi is worthy of utmost praise. While I am reluctant to have to ask your aid for your aid yet again, there is a matter of personal importance I wish to discuss with you. My beloved daughter Alpa is a member of the Resistance. Though she is young and unskilled in the ways of war, she labors tirelessly for the freedom of Girabanya. Now that the Garleans have relinquished their grip on the region, many Vera who serve the Resistance will be called back to Viranilia, as my daughter Alpa's presence is required above all others. One day Alpa will inherit the mantle of Broodmother, and there is much I must teach her. Despite our newfound freedom, many trials await in the days to come for all the peoples of Girabanya. We need not only strong leaders, but successors to lead us into the future. I have written a letter to Alpa explaining why she must return to Virania at once. However, I anticipate that her superiors will be against her leaving on such short notice. As a friend to the Resistance, would you be able to persuade them to release her from service? Would you grant us your cooperation? Your selflessness knows no bounds. Please give this letter to Alpa. She is stationed at Malga's Reach. I pray for a satisfactory outcome. I know I'm burning daylight hours, but I mean, this is kind of worth it. Looking for Alpa? You're in luck. She's right here. Yes, I am Alpa. A missive from Mother, you say? Yep. Let me see that. And she wants you to come home. She wants me to leave the Resistance and to return to Villania. This is absurd. I am pleased to that she has such high expectations of me, but I've still got work to do here with the Resistance. Wait, calm down, will you? First things first, you haven't got anything to say. Haven't you got anything to say to the one who brought you the letter? You're right. Where are my manners? I am very grateful to you for delivering this message. Ah, you're Myrokos Tia, conqueror of Castellum Velodina, aren't you? Yep. Of course, I recognized you straight away. It's a pleasure to finally meet you in person. The name's Jolman, and I report to Alpa here. Believe it or not. I suppose I should explain why I don't want to go back, seeing as you've traveled all this way. Although I've assumed the title of Battle Maid, fighting isn't exactly my forte. I'm much better at metalworking, and since joining the Resistance, I've been placed in command of a small group of blacksmiths. While the others were out capturing Velodina, I was here in the Reach crafting armaments. If only I could have been there with them. I am proud of the work we do supporting our soldiers, but I want to be more involved. That's why I've come up with a plan to turn Castellum Velodina into a Resistance fortress, with the newly formed Velodina gatekeepers in charge. Alpa went straight to our commanding officers and volunteered for the post of captain. It was certainly a surprise to hear they'd agreed to it, but she was only given permission on the grounds that I be assigned as her second in command. And she's been nagging me constantly ever since. Anyway, my blacksmiths are mainly made up of Ananta, since we excel at forging weapons and armor. On the other hand, most of the frontline units include both Ananta and Striders. Our superiors were concerned that even though I'm a member of the Resistance, I've spent most of my time among my own kind. Jolmin's here to teach me the ways of the other peoples of Yerebanya. Although officially she's the one leading the unit, I'm here to act as her mentor. She's still got a lot to learn about us Striders, though. The other day, she tried to take off my uniform. Okay. Are you still going on about that? I thought you were getting ready to shed your skin, so I tried to help you out of your clothes. How many times do I have to tell you we don't molt like Ananta, you bumbling ninny? I just had an itchy back, that's all, and I'm quite capable of getting undressed by myself. Oh. Yeah, sometimes you got an itch and you gotta scratch it, and it doesn't mean that you need to shed your clothes. And let's not get into all that again. So, where were we? Ah, the letter. I will send word to Mother to tell her why I am not going home. I am sorry to have involved you in all this. Wait, there's one more thing. While you're here, there's something I'd like to ask you. Would you be able to meet us at Villadina? Okay. Thank you so much. Jolene and I will wait for you at the Castellum. See, I'm so much more better at doing things. Yes, keeping busy is best. And once we've unlocked this beast tribe, yeah, once we've unlocked it, we can continue with the MSQ. And it's nighttime again, so this is going to be a largely dark stream. But worth it. Abba's champing at the bit to get started, so don't keep her waiting any longer, okay? You're here. I hope you had a safe journey. As I mentioned earlier, the Resistance wishes to repurpose this bridge as a new stronghold. The bridge is very important, strategically speaking, and is mainly used by Allied forces going to and from Gridania, but now that the Imperial forces have been driven out, we can expect more civilian traffic in the future. That said, if 10 score legionaries suddenly showed up and demanded their bridge back, we'd be hard-pressed to hold them off with the forces we have stationed here now. Tell me, Myrokos, what do other peoples do at times like this? The Grand Companies recruit foul adventurers like me, and Ishgard, the Temple Knights, petition adventurers to undertake leagues. What a fantastic idea. Adventurers could cover our lack of enlisted soldiers. At least, for the time being, let's spread word that the Villadina gatekeepers are offering work. There's not a moment to lose. You're an adventurer. You'll sign up to help, won't you? I suppose I can lend you my strength. Surely you can't be serious. 1,000 blessings upon you. Let's begin by... Someone's coming. Wait, is that who I think it is? Oh dear, who is it? Mother! I read your message, Appa. You have formed the Villadina Gatekeepers and been made their captain. That's what I wrote, isn't it? I've got an important assignment and I intend to see it through. Oh, and what is this important assignment of which you speak? I'm responsible for converting this place into a fully fledged resistance fortress. It's vital to the defense of both Gridania and Giribania. Alpa, you possess many virtues, but strength in battle is not among them. Yet you believe yourself, you are capable of leading this endeavor? Very well. The entire region stands to benefit from strengthened borders, our village included. But remember, Alpa, you are my heir. You cannot shirk this responsibility forever. You may remain here on one condition. It will soon be time for me to shed my skin. When it is over, I shall return to inspect this stronghold. If your work is found to be unsatisfactory, nothing you say or do will stop me from taking you back to Veronilia. Fine, have it your way. When you see what I've done with this place, you'll regret ever doubting me. I look forward to it. Until we meet again, fare you well. It seems my debt to you continues to grow. Please grant my daughter your counsel. Though she is rash and impulsive, her spirit burns brightly. So, if we succeed, Velodina will provide Veronilia with greater security. If we fail, the village gets its future successor back. Your mother certainly knows how to negotiate. We won't fail. I'll do everything in my power to and more to succeed. If you say so, Captain. What needs doing first? If we're going to hire adventurers, we'll need to choose the right person for each job. We need to think about payment, too. Got it. I'll let Ashana and Madara, tell Ashana and Madara and the others to get started, to start getting things organized. Okay, I knew I could rely on you. There's still a good deal of time before Mother sheds her skins, so let's use it as best we can. Put up the banners. They'll show everyone that this castellum is now under the jurisdiction of the Velodina gatekeepers. I hope we can count on your help too, Myrokos. Sure, why not? Nice. Yeah, see, the world does change. Velodina gatekeepers have taken command of Castellum Velodina. Oh, and the music has changed. Huh. I like that. Well, no sense putting it off anymore. With a cloudy evening, let's get going. Would have preferred sunny clouds, but whatever. Or a sunny day even with clouds, but let's go. Scions, a pleasure to have you with us again. You'll be happy to hear we've taken Alighieri. and have already begun fortifying it as our new base of operations in the peaks. Give a shout to the lads as you pass, eh? Sure?
I remember how they laughed. Alliance and Resistance soldiers, eager for battle, trading jokes as we marched east towards the peaks. Beyond this last line of defenses lay the locks and the city. Breaching it would be no small feat. But we beat the Imperials back, just like that. And we liberated a village, the first of many.
My village, the one we visited with Mefrid, is far to the north. There's no easy way to get to it from here, though. Yeah, there's the ziggurat. If memory serves. Yeah, that's where we came out. There's the ziggurat. And there's the village. Huh. Yep. So the pass, through the pass and onward to the southeast, was it? The Imperials sure do like their towers, don't they? Yep, that they do. As you can see, this part of the peaks is much higher than the northern reaches, hence why the Imperials built Specula Imperatoris where they did. See those three towers to the east? That's her. Sits right on the edge of a cliff, so attacking from the north is a fool's errand. From the south, on the other hand, there's no different. She's no different from any other Imperial installation. You see now why Velodina was so important, eh? Right then, come along. They're waiting for us in Aligiri. I don't want to be pampered. There's something up here. Has an equal current. Yeah, it's definitely up there. The settlement is remarkably intact. I see little evidence of fighting. Aligiri's famous for that giant crystal. Some say Ralgo himself put it there. Aligiri was once a hub of trade and commerce. as I recall, hence the need for a large central square. Here we are, the new base of operations for the Alliance and the Resistance. Ah, there you are. Greetings, General. I see you have been quite busy in our absence. Less than you may imagine, the Imperials fled at our coming, and we took the village without a fight. Your timing is impeccable. We were about to discuss our strategy to seize Specula Imperators. Though we are fresh from the road, we should be glad to attend. Good. Take a moment to gather yourselves and join us when you are ready. Rather cowardly of them. Uncharacteristically so. I don't know why the Imperials would abandon Alighieri without a fight, but I'm glad they did. So that's why the village was unharmed. Strong and unified. Minago would rather not keep General Alden and the others waiting. Well, you've heard the Flame General. Looks like we've got a meeting to attend. Oh, northeast now. Okay. Tune. Always a tune. Conrad, enjoying your time with Minago and enjoy your time with Minago and her kin. Aye, that's what I want to hear. Too many soldiers forget the importance of time away from all this. Everything appears to be in order. Very good, very good. The Imperials underestimated us once, and they paid dearly for it. They may not be so easily deceived next time, but if we cannot fool them, we will simply have to break them. On behalf of the Elder Seats here, I thank you for your swift decision and decisive action against the Primal Menace. We are not unaware of the danger it posed to our fair nation. Okay, this may take some editing once it goes to YouTube. In case you're wondering, OBS suddenly disconnected for some weird reason, no idea why. But in any event, Alighieri is ours, and for our mercy we took it without losing a single man. But we dare not grow complacent. Specula Imperatoris will not be so easily won. If I may, General, should we not pause and consider the Imperials' motivations? For Xenos to surrender a fortified settlement of strategic importance without so much as firing a shot is inexplicable. We searched the village and found no traps or other signs of sabotage. Suspicious though it may be, I will not refuse this gift from our enemy. The path to Alamigo is through the east, through Specula Imperatoris and Castromabania. It bears repeating, however, that the latter is home to a massive cannon with unparalleled range and destructive power. Which means that we will need to strike Specula Imperatoris quickly, both to limit their ability to locate our forces in the field, and to utilize the installation as a shield against attack, as they would doubtless not risk damaging the towers. I see. then we have no choice but to accept what we have been given. Aye, that's the way of it. I've no doubt that Xenos has got something planned, but we'll have to deal with it when the time comes. To the assault, then. The main host will commence a direct assault on Specula Imperatoris. During this time, I would hold the Scions in reserve at Aligiri to deal with any Imperial forces that may be dispatched in response. Understood. Wait a minute. We should be fighting with you and the Resistance. I understand you don't want to rely too much on Myrokos after what he's been through, but at least let the rest of us do our part. A little impatient, aren't we? If she wants to fight, I say let her fight. Don't do anything too reckless. Alright? I won't. I promise you I'll do what Conrad says. Mayhap it would be best if I accompanied you. Alize can stay with Myrokos. Oh, go if you must. The two of us can take care of ourselves. You have your orders. Dismissed. So sit around and wait. Those are our orders, and given that hiccup, I'm wondering if it may be time to just box it. Meanwhile, deep within an Imperial research facility, what's happening? What is this? Are those body bags? Trial.
My head.
Let us see. So, she lives. Impressive. Or merely lucky, though that too may prove a useful trait.
My lord, what have you done to me?
Though we Garleans are intellectually and physiologically superior in almost all respects, we lack the hereditary traits required for the reliable manipulation of ether, hence our unique inability to wield magics. This deficiency, for want of a better word, saw us subjected to decades of oppression by the lesser races, and we were eventually driven to seek shelter in the cold northern reaches of Ilsabard. Fortunately, said region was replete with vast deposits of ceruleum, which proved instrumental in the development of Magitech, a revolutionary technology conceived to compensate for our disadvantage. It was with Magitech that we grew strong, that our nation became an empire. Yet, ultimately, this was an extrinsic solution to an intrinsic problem. What I wanted was not a crude device to be used in lieu of magic. Through modification of the Garlean genome, I argued that it might be possible to enhance a subject's ability to manipulate ether, effectively empowering them to wield magics. Alas, my theories were met with consternation in the Imperial Court. Only Lord Xenos, with commendable foresight and wisdom, deigned to support my research.
You gave me this treatment. But I'm not Garlean.
Alamegan, through and through. What you have been granted is far greater than mere magic. Before that lesser light, it is as a second sun.
I am informed that Alagiri was recently occupied by the Resistance, and that an attack on Specular Imperatoris is considered imminent. This could provide an ideal opportunity to test her performance in the field.
Your skulls, was it? They have joined the garrison at the Watchtower?
Yes, my lord. By your leave, I would rendezvous with them and lead a counterattack against the insurgents.
No. Even were you to leave now, you would not arrive in time. There is another duty I would entrust to you.
Oh my god. How many people died here?
Found you.
There's Thancred. Huh. So full of fire and eager, weren't they? Well, I wouldn't worry too much. They're strong and they haven't, and they have each other. At least he spared me the trouble of having to speak up. I wasn't about to let Lys go alone. Nope. As tempting as it would be to move on, I think given that little hiccup that, my OBS software had, I think I'll call it a stream here. So if you liked what you saw at any point, please like, share, subscribe, give me a follow on Twitch, hit the notification bell, go over to YouTube, like, share, subscribe, etc., hit the bell, and I shall see you anon, friends.